Why is it that some people, while everyone else is still traveling, going out, having fun, and enjoying the moment, are already paying attention to things like how industries are changing, why prices keep rising, which jobs might disappear in the future, and what skills or directions are truly worth investing in for the long run? Why is it that when other people are spending heavily, upgrading their phones, buying cars, and rewarding themselves, some people instinctively start saving money, learning, studying investments, and preparing quietly for the life they may need a few years from now? And why is it that even after some people have already achieved a certain level of success, already made money, and already live better than many people around them, they still keep learning, keep watching trends, and keep pushing themselves to grow? As if their mind is always asking, how is the future going to change? What is going to become obsolete? Can I still keep moving upward? If these patterns feel familiar to you, then what we're talking about today is not really about money-making tips. What we're trying to understand is a psychological structure that many people have never truly examined. Why people who are genuinely self-made often become, much earlier than others, more alert, more disciplined, better at long-term thinking, and more used to preparing for uncertainty. Before Professor Williams' class begins, the classroom is still full of noise. Someone is talking about Taylor Swift's concert. Someone is excitedly discussing a weekend trip to Miami. Someone else is scrolling through the newest designer bags. But in the back of the classroom, there is always one person who seems unusually quiet. It is not that he doesn't want to fit in. It's just that his attention is not fully inside the noise right in front of him. He is reading the news, watching the job market, looking at how AI is already changing certain industries, and noticing how rent, interest rates, and prices are affecting ordinary people's lives. When other people see these things, they may simply think, the world is getting chaotic again. But his mind has already started calculating, what is changing? Which jobs are becoming less valuable? What abilities will matter more in the future? This is the kind of clarity many self-made people develop very early. They are not more pessimistic, and they are not more afraid of life. They simply realize earlier than most people that changes in reality are never just news, they are signals. In psychology, this is often connected to something called an internal locus of control, which means, does a person believe that their own actions can still influence the future? That is why truly self-made people rarely hand their lives over to luck. When other people are still waiting for the environment to improve, they are already adjusting their direction. When other people are still saying, I'll think about it later, they have already begun asking, where is the next opportunity? What should I learn before everyone else does? Because they understand one thing: the world does not wait for anyone to be ready. A few years later, the students from that classroom finish their studies, leave campus, and enter the working world. When their first paycheck arrives, everyone is happy. Someone buys a new phone, someone books a weekend trip, someone finally treats their friends to a dinner they used to think was too expensive. Moments like these are hard to forget. But the person who used to sit quietly in the back of the classroom, reading the news, often makes a different choice at this moment. Of course he feels happy too. Of course he wants life to get a little better, but he does not rush to turn that first income entirely into immediate enjoyment. He may still live in an ordinary apartment, still take the subway to work, and still resist packaging his life into the image of, I finally made it. Instead, he puts part of that money into learning a new skill, upgrading his work equipment, testing a small project, or quietly building an emergency fund. Because he understands something clearly. The most important function of that money is not simply to make life feel easier for a short while. It is to give his future self a little more ability, a little more room to breathe, and a little more space to choose again. In psychology, this ability is often connected to delayed gratification, which means whether a person is willing to give up part of the pleasure available right now in exchange for greater freedom in the future. Truly self-made people are not people who don't want to enjoy life. They simply understand very early, looking more respectable and truly having a future are not the same thing. Years later, at a reunion, classmates who have not seen each other in a long time finally sit together again. Someone talks about buying a new home. Someone says their child just started private school. Someone else laughs and mentions that their stocks have gone up again this year. People raise their glasses, make small talk, and exchange updates about their lives. From the outside, it sounds as if everyone is doing pretty well, and the person who has spent years investing in himself is no longer who he used to be either. His career has started rising steadily. His team is slowly expanding. His work is beginning to be noticed by more people. Some have even heard that his company has started talking to investors and that the next step may take it into a much larger market. But strangely, he does not stop there. Someone asks him, "Can you finally relax a little now?" He only smiles, because his attention is still fixed somewhere further ahead. He is still studying new directions, watching how AI and industry changes are unfolding, observing how market demand is shifting, and quietly asking himself, if today's advantage disappears, what can I still rely on to keep moving forward? In psychology, this state is often connected to growth mindset, which means whether a person believes that ability is not fixed, but can continue to be updated through learning, adjustment, and practice. Truly self-made people rarely treat one success as proof of permanent safety. They know very clearly the abilities that worked in the past may not remain valuable in the future, and a business that looks stable today may become fragile again in the face of the next major change, so he does not treat success as permission to stop growing. By this point, you may be slowly realizing something. Truly self-made people are not naturally stronger than everyone else. They are afraid of reality too. They doubt themselves after failure. And on some quiet nights, they also do not know where the next step should lead. But they understand something very early. Life will not always remain stable. Opportunities will not wait forever. And no one will always be there to protect them from the future. That is why they see change earlier. They begin preparing earlier. And they learn earlier to take the resources they have right now and quietly invest them into what comes next. This is not anxiety. And it is not an inability to enjoy life. It is a deeper kind of responsibility. They know that if they do not keep learning, the future may drag them forward before they are ready. If they do not build anything in advance, they may not have the ability to catch an opportunity when it finally appears. And if they treat one success as the end of the road, everything they have today may become fragile again when the next change arrives. So many times, what truly changes a person's life is not a single amount of money. It is the moment they finally begin to believe their actions can still influence the future, their choices can still change direction, and their life does not have to be handed over forever to circumstance, luck, or other people's decisions. This is the deepest psychological structure behind becoming self-made, not turning your life around overnight, but slowly, over a long period of time, beginning to take back the steering wheel of your own life. This is Felix. May you understand yourself a little deeper and treat the growing version of you with patience and kindness. See you next time.